Hello, my YouTube family. Welcome back to the channel. Thank you for clicking on the video to watch and show your support. I did promise you guys 2 more videos in this series for the Black Lives Movement and the protests that were going on that I attended. I wasn't able to get this out to you guys as soon as I wanted to because, I recently just got back from South Carolina. I spent some time with my grandfather for Father's Day and I had other stuff going on. So it is a little late, but I still feel like this footage is relevant because the fight for racial equality and the fight against police brutality and police injustice is still very much at large and present in our nation and our country, even worldwide. So this footage is still needed. This particular protest, the footage was taken in Laurel, Maryland, which is my hometown. So I did feel like I really wanted to share this footage with you guys. So hopefully, as always, you guys are staying aware, staying up to date with everything that's going on, staying woke. And I hope you guys enjoy the footage. Yeah, enjoy. This is TruVessel. Yo, we're here at the start of the Laurel protest in Laurel, Maryland. Here with my parents for now, until they decide they're ready to go because they're tired. Mother? How do you feel about being out here?
I'm excited.
Girl looking like a tangerine. You're
excited?
Yeah. What is the protest today mean to you?
That we have freedom of speech.
Freedom of speech.
And everybody is allowed to express themselves openly as opposed to among themselves. So I'm pretty excited about this. This is good.
And how do you feel about the case itself, the George Floyd case?
Well, I think justice will be served.
Okay.
He will get justice for his death. And rightfully so. Yeah, I'm excited. I'm just happy about it.
Great, let's get to it.
Everybody at?
There we go. I want to get that one too. Perfect.
You take a picture.
Strength to keep fighting. We cannot stop until deep-rooted issues are solved. We cannot stop because we cannot let this become a cycle again. We cannot stop because we cannot let another black person die for being black. Lastly, I would like to thank the organizers for giving me a chance to speak. There is so much more that needs to be said, but no amount of time will be enough to describe the depth of this matter. But for now, we will fight. No justice, no peace!
So I wrote a speech for this because this is a serious problem that we have been facing. So here's what I got. Hello, my name is Kenneth Reynolds Moore III. I am a resident here in Laurel. I am an honor roll student.
Move your mask and talk in the mic.
I am an honor roll student. I am very active in our ongoing epidemic. I have dreams and hopes that I want to do. I am a young black man in America, and to be honest, I don't feel the safest. When I was told about the topic to speak today, I started thinking about not feeling the safest and have I experienced racism? It's crazy to me that in 2020, about 150 years after slavery and 60 years after the civil rights movement, I have to ask myself this question. And the answer is actually yes. As a child, I never paid attention to racism. I honestly didn't know it was a thing until I was 13. Even then, I wasn't even totally aware. When I was 13, I walked into a local store that we won't name. Immediately upon entering, the store asked me to leave my bag in the front. No problem. Until I saw a young woman with a bag who was white entered after me. They didn't ask her to leave her bag. No one even said anything but a friendly hello. I thought to myself, wow, do they think I'm a thief? I was even assumed once to be a thug because I have locks in my hair. And on that particular day, I forgot to wear my belt. As black men and women, we are faced with so many stereotypes. We are given names like thug, dumb, poor, lazy, ghetto, and thieves. And almost always thought of guilty even when we are not. We are unfairly judged by our skin color instead of the content of our character and our heart. This has to change. Now that I am older, I am aware of the differences made between blacks and whites. I am also seeing how, as a black person in America, there is no equality. My brothers and sisters who share the same color as I do, we have to worry about our lives because of the few bad apples in law enforcement that use judgment and excessive force when dealing with us.
Watching the news, I realized that police brutality, racism, this is our normal. African Americans, people of color, but especially black people, have been oppressed in our society and in this world for hundreds of years, and that's not okay. I was watching the news, and I was on Twitter when I saw the video of George Floyd. I was angered, and I was so hurt. How could someone do that? For 8 minutes, that man kneeled on his neck. He cried, "I can't breathe. I want my mom." That's horrible. So, I don't even know where to begin. Martin Luther King once said, "An injustice anywhere goes against justice everywhere." But you can't fix the injustice that happened on that day. Those men, the man kneeling, the people who just stood there and watched, they may have been arrested, but that will never bring back his life. The life lost, his family, the pain they're feeling, that's never gonna go away. My friends called me up. They said, "Let's do something. Let's go on the street and protest." They made a flyer. And this was originally just gonna be a thing between friends, but we started getting response. It started getting bigger. We said this could be bigger. We could do this for our community. We started getting response. We started getting volunteers. This became something so much bigger than just a group of friends. You know, some of us can't drive. Some of us have parents that work. We can't go to DC. We can't go to Columbia. So having something in our community was vital. It was so important. I just want to thank all my friends and the people who reached out so that we can make this possible today. Today, we're going to march. We're going to march for our freedom. We're going to march for the freedom of every black person in America. And we're going to march for the freedom of the next generation. Because I'm only 17, but I've already seen how children younger than me, they are affected by this. Children that are 5 years old, they have to be told what racism is. They have to be told that people will not like you, not because of your actions, but because of the color of your skin. So I just want to say, again, thank you, and I want to introduce our first guest speaker. His name is Kenneth Moore. Kenneth Moore, yeah. He's an upcoming junior. I've known him for a few years now. We went to middle school together, and I'll let you hear him. Houston, I went to middle school with her. She's been a lifelong friend. She's one of the smartest people that I know.
I'll begin with the note that while I refer to the people of this country as Americans for speech purposes, I mean to in no way exclude from these sentiments the brutality that undocumented immigrants and immigrants endure under the United States policing institutions. And that this movement is bigger than just the United States. Also, LPD Police Chief Hamil, I watched your address to the community. This movement started because in the vast majority of America, there exist armed militias against the American people, against black people. For the past weeks, on display for the entire world to see, these militias have been acting directly against the American people to dismantle our freedom of speech, because we are speaking out against their corrupt institution, and because now we are calling out all of the United States blatantly racist institutions. Yeah. Some Americans and some people insist on sitting in willful ignorance for reasons only they can believe. But to the racists who think we're destroying this country, please know that it is your ignorance, your heartlessness, your violence, your criminal acts towards us. That's it. And the evil that you have fostered inside yourself that drives us into action. And that when we rebuild the systems that you and the people like you throughout history built, we won't design them to oppress you and your fellow ignorant people for generations. And that reformed police departments won't execute racists as they currently do black people. So no need to fear what you did onto others being done onto you. I know that I'm young, but do you guys know that when I was 16, I was pulled over by the police? So please understand this. Black people are always speaking from a place of experience. We are not making up racial injustice to gain anything from anyone. And you don't know what it feels like to be pulled over and to be scared for your life. Not scared you're going to get a ticket, not annoyed because you're going to be late, to be scared that in the next couple moments, you are going to die. I do, and we do. Because we live with the reality of police brutality every single day, everywhere we go. And George Floyd knew those police officers were going to murder him before he died. He spent his final moments begging for his life. And you don't know what it feels like to hope that when you're pulled over, if you act the way they like, look the way they like, speak the way they like, be the kind of black person that they like, that they won't kill you for the color of your skin. Because in truth, they hate the color of your skin. Because we as a people have always understood that to the police, the color of our skin is a weapon, so we will never be unarmed. And they've always and continue to lynch us before we ever see the inside of a courtroom. So if you didn't understand, now you do, that we are fighting for our lives. And that all the people here with us who are not black are fighting for our lives. For a long time as a young black woman, all I could do was be thankful that we as students in Prince George's County Public Schools had black educators that taught us the history that many textbook companies refuse to print. And that many historians refuse to write. That I had parents who tried to give me and my sister every skill they could to keep us alive in America. And I believe that many of my peers can identify with these feelings.
Ahmaud Arbery, and so many others over the years before them. We need change, report after report, witness account after witness account. Videotapes, footage constantly being released of black people being murdered because, according to some law enforcement agencies and the media outlet, the officer feared for his life. So it's justified? There's no justification in the systemic racism that exists within our country, as well as around the world. When we hear all lives matter, we as black people are left to question, how is that true? Why is that? I was sent an article recently, including a chart released by the National Academies of Science, and that showed the lifetime risk of being killed by the police. According to their statistics, over 100,000 white men and boys, 39 of them have a lifetime risk of being killed by the police. For black men and boys, the number is 96. It doesn't sound like a huge difference until you consider the factors such as racial profiling, the number of black men in prison, and the fact that these statistics neglect to include black women and girls. We need to change. I believe today, all of us being here is a great start to that change. I am taught in my household that we have to be the change that we see to desire. I see that right here, right now. As we stand together with each other, our mayor, our police officers, in spirit with those peaceful protesters at the White House, and others across the globe that share the same feelings, stop. We are tired. Black lives matter. It is not enough to talk about change. The entire world is watching us to see how we will respond to the killing of our black Americans. They want us to know as much as we do. Will the law abide by the law? Without a plan, we cannot succeed. Communication is important. It is time for us to elect officials to listen and make sure. Sorry. Oh, thank you. Thank you so much. So make sure you're registered and vote. Mayor Mo, your being here shows your commitment to life, equality, and justice for all. We thank you as our law enforcement, the City of Laurel Police Department, communications between black communities and our local elected officials. As well as lawmakers in Annapolis and Washington. DC and in DC is key. We need laws amended and new laws created. The anguish and fear that has long existed between us and black people and the criminal justice system must be eradicated. We also need to provide police officers with better training and support. Most of all, we have to love one another as brothers and sisters and all create equality. All of us, our blood runs red. From this day forward, we carry the posture of being our brothers and sisters, keepers, and every one of us. Now, it is not an easy task that we're going to have to take. We're going to have to work hard to see the change that we want. Thank you for letting me be able to speak. I thank Mayor Mo for coming here and supporting us, our police department, and all of you for helping us out. Black Lives Matter!
On March 7, 1965, black people marched for racial injustice from Selma to Montgomery. Here we stand, 55 years later, reliving history. Do you ever wonder why, even after 55 years, you are here today fighting for the same cause of racial inequality and injustice? You're having to live in the same fear that your ancestors lived with, the fear that your black skin will lead to your death, the fear that you will not be protected by anyone, even the one who's supposed to protect you, the fear that your children will face the same racial injustice. This country has been systematically built to be against black people. The media, the law, the government. See, the problem is not only the racists, it's the way this country is foundationally built upon systematic racism. Even a dog is cared more about in this country than a black person. Even a dog is given the right to walk the street freely without getting shot. Even a dog is given the right to breathe without getting shot.
It's true.
They say it's you who they fear. It's you who aggravates them. It's the way you move that gives them the right to pull the trigger. But as an outsider, I want to tell you that it is not the shade of your skin that should be giving them the right to pull the trigger. It is not you putting your hoodie on, you sleeping in your own bed, you going for a run in your neighborhood, you doing absolutely nothing but existing in your black, beautiful skin. And yet the ones who get killed are called thugs and criminals. George Floyd merely represents the tip of years of oppression and police brutality. This is about Sandra Bland, Oscar Graham, Eric Garner, Tamir Rice, Trayvon Martin, whose killers roam freely, while Willie Simmons, a black man, serves 38 years for a $9 robbery. A $9 robbery.
Say it.
This is about all those names that don't even make it to the news. This is deeper than George Floyd's murderers to receive a sentence. This is about having to work this hard just to get his killers the sentence.
That's it.
This is about racial injustice and inequality that has existed for decades, and it needs to stop.
That's it.
I know y'all are tired, man, and I can't even begin to imagine the frustration and the anger that you hold, but I understand why. I your hurt. I understand your anger. I understand your feelings. And I understand your desperate need for change. And for that, I will stand with you until the day this country has changed its systematic racism towards black people.
Thank you.
I will stand with you without discriminating the way you choose to act upon your anger. Whether it be riots, protests, marches, I will stand with you. And as a person of color, it is not my intention to speak over black people, but to use my privilege to speak with them. Without black people, without their fights and protests, none of us that are people will be here. There will be nothing. There will be nothing. The privilege that we have, it all goes to black people's fights. I call out every community that's here. Natives, South Asians, white, Hispanics, every people of color community to use our privilege to stand with our black brothers and sisters at this time. We must use our privilege to protect them. We must use our privilege to let them take out years of suppressed anger and frustration that they keep receiving. We must use our privilege to support them. Whether now or 55 years later, we will stand with you, right next to you. We will fight with you for as long as it takes because we cannot and will not give up.
And if we continue to mobilize and refuse to be silent, we can root out the ignorance that the American education system allows. The ignorance about American history, because black history is American history. The ignorance about systemic racism in America, racial injustice in America, racial profiling in America, police brutality in America, and the ignorance about the lynchings and the modern lynchings that continue to this day in America. And to the elected officials that are here today, make yourself seen. Because all those who aren't, and all those who don't speak up against police brutality and don't support Black Lives Matter, they will be looking for a new job very soon. Because this movement is going straight from this place into the ballot box.
That's right.
Sure.
In my closing statements, I have to acknowledge the pain and rage of those who have lost loved ones too, and who have been hurt by the police. So I can only speak for myself and hope that the rest of my community agrees, and hope that what I'm asking for is possible. To the police in my community, I don't hate you, and I still want you to protect and serve. And from what I can tell, you still want to protect and serve. So act like it! You're in a better position to end police brutality right now, in this moment, than any of us. I want policy reforms. I want you to change the way you police. I want you to actually protect the American people. Understand where we are coming from and get a new job, If you can rationalize any of the murders that have taken place in the past years and any of the tactics used by the police against protesters in these past weeks, because we won't tolerate bad apples, bad police officers. They're disgusting. Hold your fellow man accountable. Hold yourself accountable to protect all Americans, not just the ones who act the way you like, and not just the Americans that look the way you like, and not just the Americans that are the color that you like. Because if you won't hold yourselves accountable, video or no videos, and our elected officials won't hold you accountable before a person is brutalized, then we will, and we want convictions. Listen to us now. No justice, no PD, no racist police. Thank you guys so much.
Black Panther Party was formed in order to protect and to patrol African Americans and people of color when the police would not. From its beginning, the Panthers actively worked to end police brutality while giving back to their communities. The Black Panther 10-point program was created to detail their ideals and their ways of operation. Number 1, we want freedom. We want power to determine the destiny of our black community. Number 2, we want full employment of our people. Number 3, we want an end to robbery by capitalists of our black and oppressed communities. Number 4, we want decent housing, fit for shelter of human beings. Number 5, we want education for our people that exposes the true nature of this decadent American society. We want education that teaches us our true history and our role in present-day society. Number 6, we want all black people to be exempt from military service until they fight for us. Number 7, we want an immediate end to police brutality and the murder of black people. Number 8, we want freedom for all black people held in federal, state, county, and city prisons and in jails. Number 9, we want all black people, when brought to the trial, to be tried in a court by their jury of their peer group, by people of their black communities as defined by the Constitution of the United States. And number 10, we want land, bread, housing, education, clothing, justice, and peace. Basic rights are what they demanded all those years ago. Basic rights were the least that they deserved. Today we continue our fight. Today we march for what we deserve.
And we want the same thing now.
We want the same thing now, yes. Okay, Courtney would like to say something.
Is anybody here represented by Ward 1 in Laurel City Council? If you are, and if you don't know, please look up where it is. There's a man here in a pink shirt, and I want you to have him explain to you why he's holding the flag he's holding. His name is Carl DeWalt, and he's from Ward 1. I want you to make him explain why he's holding the flag he's holding. And if you don't know what that flag represents, please have him explain.
All right, guys.
He don't need to talk. We don't need to know why. That's how we got here. Listen up, bro. Listen up. What you want to hear? What you want to hear him tell? Marty. What you want to hear him tell? He's showing his mic. You know that Rush Limbaugh speak?
Good day, everybody. It's glad to have all you peaceful protesters here in Laurel. We wouldn't expect anything else. This flag represents the law enforcement officers of our city, county, and state. In this county, we have 3,000.
Everybody, listen up, y'all, listen up. I'm gonna sit here. I'm Jeff Mills. I'm gonna vouch for this man right now. And listen up. Y'all know Black Lives Matter. I ain't wearing this shirt for nothing. And I stand right by this man. Listen up. I grew up. Listen up, y'all. I grew up in Sea Pleasant, Maryland. Listen up, y'all. Today is a day of peace. He has a story for you all. Explain the story.
Okay, unfortunately, we're running out of time. Our next speaker. Yo. Okay.
Listen up.
Our next speaker.
No justice.
No peace.
My name is Bishop Andrew Best, and I represent the clergy community here in the Laurel area. If you're a person of faith, make some noise. I don't think you heard me. I said, if you're a person of faith, make some noise. Just before we march, I'm not going to be here long. I want to say a prayer of protection over us. I want to appreciate Martin and Carlos, these young pioneers that put this whole thing together. Come on, y'all, clap your hands real loud for them. Louder than that, come on. That's what it's going to take. This young generation, I told the church this morning, the older generation used their faith to endure. This generation is going to use their faith to enter a new reality. Can I get an amen anywhere? Amen. Let's have prayer. God, we thank you for this day. And we thank you for this awesome demonstration. There's value in this visual. We are here because we saw the murder. We are here because we see what's going on around the country and around the world. And we're here to say enough is enough. As we march for this cause of righteousness, for this cause of peace, and for this cause of justice, we ask for your protection. We ask that there be no accidents and no incidents today. We ask, oh God, that you would bless us, bless these young pioneers who are blazing the new trail. Bless everyone, black and white, that's standing on the side of right. We trust you. In the name of the one that changed my life. Amen. No justice, no peace.
I get mine. I don't know if I get mine. She said, "Get out, you better do that." So I get mine. Like, I can die. George Floyd! George Floyd! George Floyd! George Floyd! No peace! No peace! No peace! Police! Don't shoot! 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 Black Lives Matter! 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 Don't shoot! 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 No peace! No peace! No peace! No peace! No peace! No peace! Police! No justice! No peace! No justice! No peace! No racism! Police! No justice! No peace! No racism! Police! No justice! No peace! No justice! No peace! No racism! Police! No Trump! No KKK! No racist USA! No Trump! No KKK! No racist USA! No Trump! Don't shoot! Don't shoot! Don't shoot! Don't shoot! George Floyd! 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 No peace! No justice! No peace! No justice! No peace!
That's right, little man.
Black Lives Matter!
Black Lives Matter!
Black Lives Matter!
Black Lives Matter!
I can't breathe. I can't breathe. I can't breathe.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, we
Watch the real shit.
George Floyd. Breonna Taylor. Breonna Taylor. Breonna Taylor. Breonna Taylor. Breonna Taylor. Breonna Taylor. Don't shoot. 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 Get off of me! I can't breathe! 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 Just stop!
They say don't do it.
George Floyd! Breonna Taylor! Breonna Taylor! George Floyd! Breonna Taylor! George Floyd! No justice! No peace! Don't shoot! Hands up! Don't shoot! Hands up!
Don't shoot.
Hands up! Don't shoot! Hands up! Hands up! Don't shoot! Hands up! Breonna Taylor! Breonna Taylor! Breonna Taylor! Breonna Taylor! George Floyd! George Floyd! Breonna Taylor!
No peace! No peace! No peace! Police!
Breonna Taylor! Breonna Taylor! Breonna Taylor! Breonna Taylor!
Black Lives Matter.
No peace! No justice! 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 We can't breathe! 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 Black Lives Matter! Black Lives Matter! Black Lives Matter! George Floyd! George Floyd! George Floyd! Say her name! Breonna Taylor! Hands up! Don't shoot! 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 Hands up! Don't shoot!
Did you see my speech? You did a good job, brother. Good job. Good job.
Black Lives Matter! 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 Black Lives Matter!
Of the vote. If you don't vote, you can't say nothing. I can't get no help in here. If you can't vote, you can't say nothing. So I want you to use your voice and go to the polls. The local elections matter. I gotta say it again. The local elections matter because they make the laws. Local elections matter. Local elections matter. Come on. Amazing. One last thing I want to say is this past couple Tuesdays ago we had a primary here in Laurel. I need you to know this. Only 1,500 people showed up to vote. The local election, 1,500 people to represent all of Laurel. Do y'all hear what I said? I need everybody that's registered to vote to use your voice and vote. Go vote, go vote, go vote, go vote, go vote, go vote. Do you hear it? Everybody use your voice. People died so that you could vote. People sacrificed so you could vote. People gave their lives and gave their
Alright, this is just a reminder that the bathrooms will be open until 5 o'clock. Bathrooms will be open until 5 o'clock. Feel free to grab some water and some snacks. And if you want, you can go and pick it on Cherry Lane. The fight doesn't stop here. Thank you all so much for coming out.
by the blood of the Lamb and the word of our testimony. Everyone overcome. We have overcome by the blood of the Lamb and the word of our testimony.
Say his name. Say his name. Say her name. Say her name.
Breonna Taylor.
Hands up.
Don't shoot.
Hands up.
Don't shoot.
No racist. No racist.
Police.
No racist.
Police.
No racist.
Police.
No justice.
No peace.
No justice.
No peace.
No justice.
No peace.
No justice.
No peace.
Thank you all very much. Us elected officials here from the community. We've always tried to be open, we've always tried to be transparent, we always try to work with our community. We're going to continue. I know some may say we don't do it enough, but we'll do more. I think you're the council president, council members as well. Many of the things, all of the things that people are worried about, our officers, since 1990, we've had a policy that they are not allowed to go above the law. They're not allowed to use neck holds, choke holds, or anything like that. So, we have taken the President Obama's pledge. I know I have. I think most of our council members have, as well as eight is not eight. Let me hear it. That's it. We have information that we'll be putting online to answer all of those questions as well. The Chief of Police, the administration is committed to being open, looking at all of our policies to make sure that everyone is treated respectfully. Everyone. I know we're out here today because Black Lives Matter. They do matter. Every life matters. But we want to make sure that everyone is treated with respect. And we're going to pray for you all. Thank you again for coming out, and I appreciate everybody's support. I'm glad we were able to get Cherry Lane closed off in time for you all to take it over. So, great job. Thank you. And great job for you all. This is all about.
So family, as always, thank you, and thank you again for watching the video and showing your support. It really does mean a lot. Every like that I get on these videos, every view that I get, no matter how big or small, it all means the world to me. I hope you guys know that. So thank you again. Make sure you like the video, comment down below your feedback, your thoughts on the footage, whatever it may be. Let's connect. And also make sure you stay tuned for the next video in this series. I got one more for you guys. I did promise you guys 3, so I got one more coming. Make sure you subscribe and click the notification bell so you will get the notice when I do upload new content and the next one in this series. So you guys stay blessed. Be blessed. God bless you. I love you all. Thank you so much. This is TruVessel.
What a marvelous sight. Oceans turn to gold right before my